Sustainable Development Goal 7 is to ensure access to affordable, reliable and sustainable and modern energy for all. In Africa, more than 620 million people live without access to electricity, whilst those who have access to modern energy pays too much for supply that is both inefficient and unreliable. Smart Village Project for Africa is a 3-year initiative aimed at improving access to sustainable energy sources for upgrade rural communities across the world to improve livelihood. The initiative will act as a catalyst in the integration and the provision of good energy sources for education, healthcare, access to clean water, sanitation, growth in productive enterprises to boost income in rural communities. In an interview with Versa One News at its inaugural Regional Stakeholders Workshop in Accra, the co-leader of the Smart Village project in the UK, Dr. Benny Jones, outlined the various off-grid technologies that will be adopted in most rural communities in Africa.
So off-grid technologies can range widely, from the very smallest ones, pico solar systems, things like solar lanterns, a little solar panel on the roof and a lantern that can help light your home, can help your children do homework, can help you do some productive work in the evening. That's a very smallest scale. But from there we go up to so-called solar home systems, so a much larger panel on the roof which will let you run several lights and a fan and a television or a radio, for example. But those systems can also be used to set up a micro-enterprise, to set up a mobile phone charging store, for example, or to provide a small guest house with lighting in each room, or to provide a village cinema, for example. Then beyond that size, you can talk about systems which provide energy to a whole village, so these so-called mini-grids. So there might be a number of solar panels that can provide energy to a number of houses in the village, or maybe the village is next to a river and you can install a micro hydro turbine which might supply 18-20 kilowatts, which is enough to provide a usable level of power to a large number of homes in that village.
Dr. Jones said energy plays a key role in meeting the Sustainable Development Goals.
Because energy is typically a prerequisite for all sorts of activities. In the new Sustainable Development Goals, there is one goal, Goal 7, which is specifically about access to energy. But if you look across all of those development goals, the ones that deal with health, the ones that deal with education, the ones that deal with gender, the ones that deal with sustainable habitats, all of that depends on energy. You can't have good rural healthcare without energy to keep vaccines cool, to provide lighting for people to be able to deliver babies in the middle of the night, to provide energy for patient records, and the same with education and all of those other things. Energy is really a catalyst to help all of those things happen.
Dr. Jones urged the private sector to play a key role in introducing energy-efficient off-grid technologies in rural communities. Noah Nash for Versa One News.